Hey, what's going on, everyone? Alex with the World of Whasian channel, and we are joined by our 20-gallon long South American inspired ecosystem aquarium. And yeah, it's been a while since I have shared this on the YouTube page. There's been a lot kind of going on in here. We did have some troubles, but everything is overall doing pretty good now. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and talk about what's going on in here because some of you have been asking, and yeah, it's gonna be a good time. So let's get into it. So this filter right here is not running optimally. As you can see, it's very slow. We're gonna go ahead and fix that real quick. As you can see, the pre-filter sponge right here is kind of getting sucked in. That's because it's actually clogged with detritus. It's one of the downsides to having a botanical method aquarium. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off real quick. So I'm draining about 20% of the water. We're doing a water change right now, obviously. Alright, let's go ahead and get that pre-filter sponge out of there. Now watch how quickly this water turns brown. See just how much dirt is stuck in here. Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy. It's actually amazing how much dirt and detritus and mulm one of these can hold. Just removed a bunch of hair algae by hand. Was trimming some not so good looking leaves on the Amazon swords. We did have a bit of a nutrient deficiency issue a little while back because obviously, for those of you who don't know, Amazon swords just suck up nutrients like crazy. And we also had all the floating plants in here as well. So I think the whoa, did you see that? I think the random spike that we had in hair algae came from the lack of nutrients, and then kind of the plant started to sort of crumble a little bit, and then that kind of further exacerbated the issue. At some point, I do want to rock this without any floating plants. I do really like the way that it looks, especially as the background starts to fill in. You know, we have another Echinodorus plant in the back, and a lot of the crypts are starting to grow in as well. So yeah, once it fills in, I do want to rock this without any floaters. Here's some Amazon sword leaves that I trimmed. As you can see, this one has holes in it. This seems to be indicative of possibly a potassium deficiency. It could be anything. I'm sure some of you will have some answers, but I have been dosing with this fertilizer here. This is 2-Hour Aquarius APT3 fertilizer, and it does contain trace amounts of potassium, and it seems to have been helping. So long as I'm keeping the plants in here happy, the algae seems to stay at bay somewhat. All right, so I had the random decision, well, maybe not random, but the decision to swap out this hang on the back filter with a canister filter. So most, if not all, of the algae is pretty much over here. And yeah, I think this filter is just not cutting it when it comes to flow. As you can see, the water is kind of just circling here, and it doesn't help that this Amazon sword is absolutely massive and is blocking the flow and is causing it to kind of just go full circle in this localized area. And yeah, I mean, you can see there's like no flow over here, for better or for worse. I mean, there's a little bit, but there's definitely like a pocket of nutrients over here. And I'm going to switch to this canister filter and have presumably an inlet on one side and an outlet on the other side. Even if they are on the same side, it should be a lot more powerful and should help us. So this thing on the back filter also just clogs all the time. It's really small. So I think I'm going to put both of my lily pipes on this side right here. Should be good. And I think the flow should be strong enough for it to circulate forward and back. It is a lily pipe and we have height adjustability this time around. So as you can see here, I can have it actually skim across the surface instead of it just dumping straight down. And the reason why these lily pipe holders fit, they typically don't on a rim tank, but I have a notch cut out here. These tubes from Whasian never conform in the way that you want them to, so you kind of got to work them a little bit. Alright, here is our lily pipe configuration. Classy as always, it's stainless steel, it always looks good. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and prime this real quick. Alright, so we have the canister filter going. It looks a lot better in my opinion. It's just a cleaner appearance. As always, you know how lily pipes can look. And yeah, hopefully we're going to get more evenly distributed flow. So hopefully that means no more pockets of water with different temperatures and varying levels of nutrients. And hopefully the whole aquarium can just become more balanced throughout after this. So yeah, what we have here is a bunch of Anubias. We have Anubias Nana Golden as well as some Anubias Minima, and the reason why I have this is because there is a section here that I actually ended up getting Anubias rot and losing a lot of my Anubias. So if you look here in this barren section of the driftwood and this rock here, you can see some white spots where there used to be glue, but that was all Anubias, and I had Anubias rot, and I had to remove a lot of it because I was worried about the issue spreading throughout the entire tank. So yeah, one of my Anubias plants was not doing very well, and out of nowhere it just completely crumbled. And I noticed it had started spreading, and I think I have isolated the issue. So while it's a common practice to hydrogen peroxide or bleach dip plants to get rid of diseases or snails or anything like that, unfortunately, a lot of these methods don't prevent Anubias rot per se. So sometimes it just happens, and yeah, I'm not really sure why it happened this time around. This is the first time in a while that it's happened to me, but I digress. Let's go ahead and put these new plants in here, and hopefully it never happens again. So this piece of Malaysian driftwood has this nice little like pocket here. I think that would be a really cool spot for the Anubias Minima. Let's see here. kind of make it look like it's coming out of there. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in the Anubias nana. And I apologize if you see a lot of glue marks. And yeah, as you can see, this plant is a lot brighter than your typical Anubias. This is Nana Golden, so yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very contrasting. Here's the wide shot of everything going on so far. As you can see, there's a lot more going on over here now. Looks really good. Yeah, this is pretty cool. In addition to all the Anubias that we added, I also want to add more to the background. We have some absolutely enormous Crypt Wentii brown plants here. These came from this Fluval Flex, which, as you can see, is empty. I did end up tearing it down, and I'm currently in the process of rescaping it. So stay tuned for that. But yep, that's where I got these crypts from, and we're going to go ahead and add them in this back section here and kind of fill in that gap there. So at this point, you probably noticed that I have my green neon tetras in this aquarium with the rummy nose tetras. That is because they were actually in the Fluval Flex 15 that I had set up just over here. I did tear that tank down because I'm doing something else with it. Wanted to move on. So they are in here, and they've actually been getting along really well with the rummy nose tetras. They've been schooling with them, and it's been super cool to watch. So let me know in the comments down below if I should just keep them in here. I actually really like the mixture of the two different colors. I think it looks awesome, and they get along just fine. So yeah, let me know if I should keep them in here. But other than that, I think it's about time for me to sign off. I hope y'all enjoyed this entry of the 20-gallon long South American inspired aquarium. I'm personally really enjoying this tank despite the challenges that it comes with, but yeah, I think it looks great, and I really just love the 20-gallon long profile. It's easily one of my favorites. So thanks for following along, and as always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.